That's not the song you were on.
I don't see the numbers wrong.
You need Frankie. I need Stevie. I'm gonna send you to Tech America. Way down inside, I'm gonna give you Ronnie. It's Monday night, yeah. It's Monday night, yeah. Oh, Detect America. Want Detect America? Oh my God! I could listen to that instead. Boom!
That wasn't the song. That
Boom!
wasn't the song you promised me.
Oh, can I say boom, baby? Or is there like privacy laws?
Well, hold on. I think he's calling me now. Nope,
What's
you can't
up?
say it.
What is up, my friends?
What's
Welcome to
happening? What's
Monday Night Detect America. My main man, Ron DiGhetto, in the house. And Frank, you owe me an apology. You made my picture so small.
I was waiting for you to say something.
And don't think I didn't. And I'm going to tell you something.
I was waiting for you to say something.
Who's got the volume? Jesus.
That's Ronnie. You know it's
Ronnie. So I saw that dude. I was dying. I'm like faces are all over the place, right? And then I'm like, I saw me, and I'm like, wait a minute, there's some. I got Mike this big.
I originally started with mine even bigger, but then I was blocking out Butch.
How can you make me eat that small? So when Ron's done,
Ron's got a new phone.
That's not a new phone. It's just that I always forget to turn the volume down when
I know. Well, I just did it too. So listen, if you guys don't know this yet, after tonight's show, and I will probably have to mention it as people come rolling in and rolling in. We are going to be on Relic Roundup. I don't know why. Hopefully, we can get on Relic Roundup with Butch Holcomb and his buds.
If Butch sends us the number to call in,
we don't have it. They must be so desperate for guests, they call us. Because we know how it gets this time of year. You can't get guests. So
Butch is like, you want to come on? Yeah, you want to come on? Great. Guess how to get on the show.
Yeah, you figured out. Come on. So here's how I think it went. They were probably talking, and they said, well, it's summertime. We'll probably only have about 3 viewers. So why don't we get those clowns from Detect America to come on?
I figured they had a list about this big. Ronald McDonald, Brandon, they all canceled. Oh, wait, we got Detect America. We can call those guys.
I could have just.
Now you guys got it all wrong. Basically, what it is, he's told us that we're going to be on. He's going to give us the number later, in hopes that we will get off by 9 o'clock so he can go on normally with his show.
Why do I think when we call the number, it's going to be like the weather service?
Yeah, remember that? Yeah, this is the weather service. So maybe we'll be on Relic Roundup with Butch Holcomb, and Frank might actually broadcast that here. So if you guys want to pay attention, he might just start rolling the show with us on it and the voices in the background and maybe a picture of Butch.
I might be able to find a picture of Butch. I don't want to take away from Butch's numbers though, because
Right. No, I know. Yeah, you wouldn't. Yeah, but then you'll have to download the Spreaker app. Spreaker.
Spreaker is easy, guys. Go to Spreaker, look up Relic Roundup, and you'll click the link when it goes live.
And I'm sorry I missed Josh's show last night. So I guess you guys had a good time without me.
I'm not sorry at all. I was on.
I know
for half an hour.
It's stress free for you because you just never know what I'm going to do when you're on that show.
They said, "Hey, you want to call in?" I was like, "Wait, Steve's not on. Yeah, I'll call in."
You better be glad I didn't pop on. See, that's what you got to look at.
I was watching the chat
because I could pop on, dude. I could pop on there anytime. So if anybody watched DA yesterday, I got out on the beach for a little while. More therapy than anything else. But let me tell you something. The beach was beautiful in Jersey. I went to a place called Frank's Beach,
I hear they have a lovely men's room there.
And they were, dude. I tell you, I don't know why, but yeah, I got there and I had some coffee before I got there. So I'm like, all right, I gotta go before I get in on the on the beach. And I walk in there, I'm like, yo, dude, where's Frank? I'm like, what? No. One guy, like, I don't know what this guy was
It
doing.
was like Cheers. They all went Frank, and then they
But
saw
this
me
one
Steve.
dude-
Went, oh,
One dude was cracking the store. Frank, come here, Frank. Frank, where's Frank? Frank. I'm like, dude, I got out.
it's after Memorial Day. Where you been?
Yeah, I got out of there real quick. And some guy was like, well, you're here. And I'm like, no.
Are you Frank's replacement?
Yeah. Frank left. Said, nah, that don't happen. So, man, I walked right on the beach and I found a fake earring in the soft sand. Then a little while later, I found a fake earring in the water. And then nothing. Just went.
You were down at Fake Earring Beach. I know that place.
Yeah, but
Fake earring.
by the time I left, it was packed.
You were right there where I found that gigantic gold ring that I almost tossed in the water because I thought it was
Yeah,
fake.
I know. I said it. I told you. You know, I remember. Dude, don't think I don't remember that day.
Your timing's wrong. If you're on the beach before the people come and then you leave when the beach is packed, I would change my schedule.
I can't go at 6 o'clock on Sunday. We got to go home. I have things to do on Monday.
Well, you should have went down Monday
And
night.
then I got home. Dude, I was dead tired. I really did a lot of walking. I got a phone call from a guy in a town. I could have sworn he said he lost a Vespa key, but I think he said he lost a Tesla key. He said those keys are $800.
No.
So I called somebody. I called Rich Scarpinato, who was in Atlantic City. I said, Rich, you want to go give this guy a hand? He goes, yep, I'll go over. The guy wound up texting him or calling him and saying, look, there's too many people on the beach because where he lost it, it was probably packed.
Yeah, right.
And I've been sending the messages because I could go tomorrow, but maybe he found someone else or not, you know. Hold on a second. I got to get this. I'm going to kill this dog. Nobody's home.
The thing that gets me, the only thing I can figure out is it's 90 degrees here like all the time now. Like every day. It could be cloudy and raining and it's 90 degrees here. And you go out to the beach.
Come on.
And I'm not saying there's not a good amount of people out here, but there's more people on the beach in Jersey than there is at one time here. I guess it's not intensely hot yet, but Jersey beaches had more people on them. I go on the beach on 95-degree day and I'm expecting 1,000 people, and it's like, yeah, 50 people.
They all snowbirded up here.
Maybe.
Oh, and there were surfers out there like God's Lord. Oh my God.
Randy Kowalski said 110 in Phoenix today.
Yeah, we don't need to go there now. We'll go there when it's cool.
Woo,
So the surfers were out like crazy. Oh, so then after the Tesla key call, we're driving home. From down there, and I get a call. A lady's daughter lost her Tiffany necklace. So what they did was they drew a circle where they were on the beach. And as they were walking off, they saw someone metal detecting. I'm going to kill this dog. And the lady came back and found a hole.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah. So
somebody went and dug it.
Somebody got it. Yeah. I don't know. I was trying to see the pages. If somebody found it, wants a reward, you never know. I don't know. If anybody on Detect America found it, wants to call me, wants to let me know. It was a Tiffany bracelet with a heart on it. In I could tell you what town if you call me and also. Oh, I'm gonna kill this dog. Come here.
So little quick shot. Every week, guys, we're giving away one of the bottles that our buddies April and Robert Connect gave us.
Oh, I love them.
But tonight we're going to give away a little ink vial.
Ink bottle.
And
wait a minute.
Detect America. Aquatech stickers, Ugly Box sticker, Detecting Adventure stickers. I was going to give away Detect America sticker, but I don't know where I put them.
Give those stickers away while you're allowed to.
I know.
Now that bottle.
Yeah.
That looks familiar. Didn't you have to go give a sample for something? And
You know,
the bottle?
those are plastic.
Oh, they're plastic.
The glass one.
Okay, yeah, all right. So that bottle's fine.
So I'm going to give a synopsis, guys. I'm going to give a synopsis about the Xterra Pro.
This is
I'm
incredible. This is incredible news. We got to.
Yeah, but I'm not. I'm going to be diplomatic about it. I'm not going. Listen. I got guys that are texting me going, "Oh, don't be angry about it." There's nothing to be angry about.
Let me preface this. Let me build up to this because a couple weeks ago.
Well, preface it by saying, and ask Ronnie, I had zero intentions of ever getting one of these machines. I didn't care about it. I have tested multi-frequency selectables in the past.
Sure, I didn't understand.
They don't send electricity up my butt. Nothing. I had no intentions of getting one.
Yeah.
But I kept getting PMs and questions, and I mean,
you kept telling me they're getting such great reviews on this. Why are they getting such great reviews? And then you got it. And it's funny because you kind of got infatuated with this.
I did. You know what? I told Ronnie, I said, I have to buy one. Everybody's calling me and telling me that this thing is wonderful on the beach. Now, that makes zero sense to me. Now I have guys, I have a little think tank around the United States. 4 or 5 guys, every time something comes up that we're going to review, I pick their brain, they pick my brain, and we come up.
Wait a minute, hold on.
And they come up.
That's a little unfair.
They pick my brain, but it's a lot lower ratio than the rest of the stuff.
You get to pick a lot more brain than they do. All right,
the ratios aren't equal. It's just
you get to pick their brain, and they get to pick.
I wasn't the first one on this bandwagon. Okay, and I had a guy say, "This thing is as quiet on the beach as a Knox. It's sensitive. It's quiet. There's not as much dialing in. You can't fine tune it as much as you can fine tune a Knox or a Manticore, things like that." He goes, it runs quiet on the beach. He goes, how is that possible? So I asked him, I said, what frequency is it? What frequency are they run on the beach? And he said, 8 kilohertz. Well, after I got up off the floor from laughing so hard, I said, I think I'm going to have to call Ronnie and get one. And when I tell you guys, people, I'm talking 40, 50 people PMing me over the course of the last month, asking me about why this machine is so good. Now, I don't want this in any way, shape, or form to be a bash fest on MindLab, because it's like somebody handing me $10 and saying, "Here, I gave you 5." I'm like, okay, thank you. It doesn't matter what they say or what their claims are. The machine is more than they're telling us. So the first thing I did, I called every TV. First of all, I know I'm old when I refer to them as TV repair shops. And you call them, and this kid goes, "Oh yeah, we fix anything." So I told him, I said, I just want to hook up a metal detector to your spectrum analyzer. I just want to see. I don't even care about what frequencies they are. I just want to see how many are coming out. A spectrum what? A spectrum analyzer. Oh no, we don't have any. I said, what do you fix? You said you fix everything. Well, mostly it's just like band gear. Okay. I went. A guy told me, yes, I can absolutely hook it up. I can absolutely do that. And I drove to his shop, and he had the oscilloscope that I think Ben Franklin invented. And after he blew the dust off it, he wasn't even sure it would turn on. And we said, so I said, well, you know what? I said, I know how to do the test. I just don't want to spend $6,000 on 2 pieces of equipment I will probably never use again. So being the frugal-minded individual that I am.
Oh yeah, cheap.
I got an oscilloscope
from Alibaba
and a spectrum analyzer.
Yeah, Alibaba
for about $150. Now, mind you, they're pocket oscilloscopes and pocket spectrum analyzers. They do what they're supposed to do. They're just not as easy to use as those really cool big ones with all the cool lights and shit. So first things first, you have to set the spectrum analyzer up. You can't hook it up and it shows you all the frequencies. This isn't one of those cool ones. This is one where you have to hook it to the oscilloscope. You have to tweak the oscilloscope signal down to the precise setting is called to make what you're looking at as narrow banded as possible. You hook it to the spectrum analyzer, and then instead of it sweeping and telling you everything, you have to individually search every frequency, roll it up to the center, and if that frequency is there, it gives you a tag. So I went from 0 to 20. I was going to go from 0 to 100, but once I get past 20, I have to make adjustments to it, and I wasn't doing that. So I scanned. So we swept it from 0 to 20. And here's my findings. In single frequency modes, all the single frequencies, I would get one tag. Now, mind you guys, I have to sweep from 0 to 20 for every possible frequency, for every mode. So 4 or 5 times I have to do this. Every single frequency, I got a single tag. No surprises. I'm not even going to go into what frequencies I found. This isn't about me trying to oust Minelab and tell you, oh, I got super secret frequencies. Let's just say there's nothing super secret about the frequencies. When I got to the beach mode, I started doing the same thing. And I got hits on a low frequency. I reswept. I got hits on a slightly higher frequency. I got hit on a slightly higher frequency. And then the ultimate one that I was shooting for, the 20 kilohertz, let's call it inconclusive. I would get a spotty hit on it. And it was probably because I would have to reset the whole system for a higher level of frequencies. So did I find that it had 10 frequencies? Did I find that it had 7 frequencies? No. I found that it had more than one. That's the only thing I was caring about, that it had more than one frequency. So unless I am really, really, really doing something wrong and Minelab wishes to correct me, the beach mode on that thing seems to be putting out multiple frequencies. And when you take it on the beach, it runs quiet. I have my theories about what's in it, but not my place, other than to say I'm pretty confident. And Minelab, mind you, my opinion. I reached out to Minelab, and surprisingly, they never got back to me. They're always good about getting back to me.
I thought you'd have got a prompt response like you always do.
Well, a month and a half hasn't passed yet, so I still might get. But just so everybody, and I don't know their reasonings behind it, but this seems to be a multi-frequency machine in beach mode, and it acts like a multi-frequency. Now, somebody had reached out to Minelab on one of the forums, and allegedly, the response that Minelab gave was, the question was, why and how is this thing so quiet in 8 kilohertz? If you know anything about kilohertz and metal detecting frequencies, you should be chuckling when you heard that the beach mode was 8 kilohertz. But the question was asked, why is this thing so quiet in 8 kilohertz? And the response that was given from Minelab, allegedly, I don't know that Minelab actually answered this way, but this is what was written, is that it was quite easy, that they took the value of salt in the computer and they simply changed its value from 0 to 1 or 0 to 2. And again, if you know anything about this kind of RF thing, that's all fine and good. And I'm sure that if you did that, it may help a little bit, except that salt, guys, salt is one of 10 gazillion things in the ocean that makes your metal detector go crazy, makes your single frequency metal detector go crazy. So even if I took salt out of the equation, it's not quieting down your metal detector. And if that was the case, if that's what they did, why did we just go through 552,000 multi-frequency machines when 15 years ago you could have simply changed the value of salt and whoo, we've got single frequency quiet machines. We've never had a need for a multi-frequency machine. I don't buy that answer. I don't know if that was actually Mind Lab's answer, but that's what was written. But as far as I'm concerned, and I don't speak for everybody, but I will tell you that there's 4 or 5 other guys that are going to come out with the same report I'm telling you right now, that it is our belief, my belief, that hidden in the beach mode of the Xterra Pro is a multi-frequency package. And why they're not saying it, I don't know. God bless them. That's on them. Whether they're protecting other products, whatever it is, I understand. Business is business is business. But at $250, what do they sell for, Ron?
$269.
For $269?
Can't beat it.
Really? If it gets stolen out of my truck, guess what? Send me another one.
Well, hold on. I called Ronnie for a price on one the other day because of a certain reason. He told me $270.
$289 for Steve.
He told me he was going to charge you $3 1/4. I don't know what he's talking about.
No, man, I get raked over.
All I got to say about this machine is Frank has been asking me in the very beginning when they first came out. I said, Frank, nah, it's beyond you. You're using higher end machines. And then he kept saying, I got to have one. So I finally sent him one. And now he has a machine to replace his CTX.
Now, let me be very, very clear. This is not the Manticore. This is not even the Equinox in the Equinox's current form. There is a lot less fine-tuning and tweaking that you can do with this machine. If this is one of their existing multi-packages that is put into this machine, you can do a lot more with that with the Equinox. You can do a lot more with that with the CTX and with the Manticore. There's no claim here that this is blowing the Manticore out of the water. It's not.
But hold on.
The claim is that for $269, I've got a multi-frequency that's quiet on the beach that I can walk the beach with and not worry about it getting stolen or busted. I'm comfortable walking on the beach with it. I know I'm going. Listen, guys, you're walking the beach, you're digging the beach. It's nice to have that Deus 2. It's nice to have that Manticore. It's nice to have that CTX. It's not absolutely necessary that that's the only thing you dig. You're going to find a lot of targets with a basic machine.
But
now
there's other
machine that seems to be multi.
There's other features of this machine that make it one to go to.
It's a basic machine. It is waterproof.
Listen, I'm not going with basic. I saw the chassis on this thing. It's a solid chassis. Solid.
I'll keep talking. I'm going to go grab it.
Yeah, go grab it. It's waterproof, right, Ron?
It is waterproof, yes.
Okay. You can put Aquatex on it, correct?
You can put Aquatex on it.
So you can put waterproof machines. People might. I even had a guy say I saw someone online saying they wanted a machine that was inexpensive that they could use in water.
Yeah. The other thing, I've said this, excuse me, out in the open, and the Manticore haters, the Manticore lovers attacked me. But I'm going to say it here. It is a better build than the Manticore. It's not a better machine. Don't get me wrong. The Manticore will detect rings around it.
Am I right? Look at that. Am I right? That thing is sturdy.
First off the bat, look at the cam locks.
Uh-huh.
Big, beautiful, locked down nice and tight. I'm not going to take it all apart. The ends of the shafts are keyed. They're capped. They're not just sawed off carbon fiber. The interesting thing, I don't have a Knox 700. I have a Knox 800.
This was the key to your investigation, though.
No. But
no, not the coil?
Well, that's part of it, yeah.
Well,
but this is a smart coil.
Right.
And how do I know it's a smart coil? Because I'm told by a friend who has the 700 that they're interchangeable. That he's run it on the 700.
Right.
Now, if you understand what a smart coil does, it's not that you can't use a smart coil on the single frequency, but when you have multi frequencies and you're putting them out in a square, you put out a frequency in a square wave, or a triangular wave, or a rectangular wave, a wave different than a sine wave. And what happens is when they're put out in the square waves, all these other little frequencies come off it too. There's your multi. But a lot of them are weak. You can't hear them. You can't use them. So what the smart coil does, it enhances that it makes them stronger, makes them more readable to your processor. So now you got a whole bunch of frequencies you can pick and choose from that can be processed in your multiprocessor. On a single frequency, you only have the one. You don't really have to have this, let alone one that is interchangeable with newer versions of the Knox. So that was it.
Wait a minute.
I love this coil.
Hold on a second. My question is this. When you go to replace the Knox coil, they're like, how much are they, Ron?
For Knox, the 11 inches, 239, I believe, 239, 220.
So, and hold that machine back up. I want people to look at this. So the coil is a lot of money.
And the coil's nice. I love the shape of this coil.
But wait, look at the module. Look at the module. What does that remind you of? What every button on there it says Equinox.
It's very similar.
Exactly.
And has what appears to be a smart coil.
But the software is different.
But
absolutely it is. This is a selectable frequency. However, you can select single frequencies on a Knox. I'm just saying.
How much different can these software? Software is software.
Well, but listen, there's several ways that they could do it. They could have this whole thing could be a square wave machine, and in the first couple modes, they're only choosing to use one frequency. But the thing is, and the cool thing was the one frequency I couldn't find was 8 kilohertz. That's the one I couldn't find.
That's the one he couldn't find.
Well, again, I wasn't searching for frequency. My equipment is limited, guys. I have a small shop. I can do with the bigger machines, though. Except if I had the nicer machines, I would have been done in 5 minutes as opposed to 22 hours.
Can I interject real quick?
Go ahead.
It appears my grandson has taken over our YouTube chat. First off, he has stated that he will destroy the world, which is probably true.
Now, wait, before you jump to judgment, are you sure that's not somebody else?
No, no.
Okay, I just want to make sure.
It's Scott. Now, then he goes on to say Steve has 3 brain cells.
I saw that somewhere.
All right, but I told him that in confidence. He wasn't supposed to repeat.
Yeah.
I got asked if this could be used for small nuggets. Listen, guys, I am not in no way, shape, or form am I telling you guys that are loving the Manicorn, loving the Equinox. I am not telling you go out and replace it with this. This is not going to replace it. This is a fairly stripped down, and I'm saying it's a multi. Again, my opinion, just my opinion. This is a multi that's kind of stripped down. You have your sensitivity on it. You have your basic controls on it. Couple modes, like the Knox has 2 modes for each of their several modes, two modes in each one. No, it's not going to replace your high-end detectors. It's just not. But it does a really good enough job where it's going to sit, it's going to be one of the ones I keep in my truck and not have to worry about. And know that if I grab it to go out on the beach one day, I've got a good enough quiet detector that I'm going to go out there and find stuff. So no, so don't. It's not secretly going to be a GPZ 7000. It's just not. It's going to be a very decent little machine that happens to apparently. Notice I'm being very, very diplomatic that MindLab doesn't sue me. Apparently,
join the
crowd. A multi-frequency package in the beach mode.
Tell them to get in line. But this could be we're always, how do I put it? When people come into the hobby, we're always looking for inexpensive machines to suggest to people just getting into the hobby so they don't spend $1 million.
Exactly.
And this might be another one.
Listen, I'm not used to this. I'm used to finding all the shortcomings from the manufacturer claims this, and this, and I'm finding all the stuff that's wrong. It's kind of refreshing when a manufacturer claims it's less than it actually is.
Right.
Now, guys are like, well, how do you know they didn't invent some new technology? Maybe they did. Maybe I'm completely wrong, and this is nothing more than an 8 kilohertz single frequency on the beach that I can't find. Guess what? Who cares? But the bottom line is I'm seeing multiple frequencies. So
I love when you take a machine like the Simplex when you had that, the Legend. I like when you take a machine and it gets rave reviews from you because they're honest reviews. Listen, we've talked.
Exactly. I didn't want one. I was not going to get one. I couldn't care. I don't need another single. I got 12 single frequencies that haven't seen the light of day in 10 years. I didn't need it, but people were starting to chatter about this machine. There's dealers that we know that were like, I don't know, something's up with this machine, and I kept kind of sneaking in there. It has a secret. On a different note, I now have an oscilloscope and a spectrum analyzer for sale cheap, guys. So if anybody wants to buy one,
I still think that the coil is the key.
Well, you know what? I'm sure that they wouldn't mind me saying it, but I'm keeping everybody's kind of name out of it. They'll all come out in their due time. But a friend of ours with a show, that was the first thing out of his mouth. He goes, why are they using a smart coil on a single frequency machine? Not that you can't, but you don't have to. So why would you spend the money on a smart coil on a frequency package that doesn't need it?
So real quick, Butch Holcomb just joined the show. Like I told everybody, after this, we're supposed to be on Relic Roundup with Butch, or did he come here to tell us that he hates us and we're not allowed on his show? So
Butch invited us on, but didn't tell us how to call into the show.
Yeah, Butch, we don't know how to get on the show, so you're going to need to send us a message, a phone number, or whatever. If you're smart, you would hit delete right now and go about your show without having us on. I'm giving a fair warning. I love Butch. He's great.
Hold on. I'm using my telephone to turn my air conditioner back on.
Hot down there, huh?
Well, it's nice. It's a little overcast tonight, so it got a little cool in here, but suddenly I'm hot.
You know what? It was a little warm today and a little humid out there today in Jersey.
We're beyond having any 78, 80 degree days. It's now our cool days right now are about 90.
I was inside all day.
You work today?
Yeah.
Oh, you did.
Yeah. I did something. I was somewhere doing something where I'm supposed to be. What'd you do today, Ron? Filled orders. I filled about 100 orders.
I worked. Yep.
You must have been
nice,
busy.
though. I did go upstairs and watch the hail for about 10 or 15 minutes because it did hail.
You must have been busy because I didn't hear from you today, and I was surprised that I didn't.
Well, I was thinking of giving you a call because it stormed tremendously here. I don't know if you had any storming over by you.
No, we didn't. No.
Oh, gosh. We got slammed up here, man. Yeah. Slammed.
We were supposed to get it right about now. We were supposed to get it between 6 and 8, I think. And I don't think so because I don't think so because my wife's still out playing hockey, watching my grandson's hockey tournament. That's why I'm stuck home watching Turtle Boy up there. And the dog. Well, he's making comments on YouTube that the turtles are going to take over the world.
I agree. I've been saying that for years.
I want him to come down and be on the show, but he's a little shy. And you see him running around. He's sending me messages. Let's see what the heck he's sending me. Check the chat. He's going, check the chat. The kid's having a ball. That's so funny.
So that's it. That's my spiel, guys. That's my spiel.
No, it was only 20 minutes.
I know it's kind of short for me. If you find yourself with 200 and change to spend on a machine, it's really not going to hurt you. It's got lovely little secrets in here, guys.
Did I just see Frank end a spiel before 9:30 p.m.?
See, if I could have come on here and say Mind Lab lied, I'd have been going on for an hour. But it doesn't really matter because I like it. The machine is cool as hell. It's a cool little machine.
Look, there's a good way to get your point across, and then there's a dumb way to get your point across. Okay,
that's very, very true.
And we call that time and place. Okay, there's a time and place for everything, and you did it properly. The time and place is here to put out a unbiased opinion.
Matt says I must be drunk. Now this is iced tea, Matt. This isn't Basil
Are
Hayden.
you sure?
Not Basil Hayden.
Okay, just making sure, just checking. So, come here, Turtle Boy. You need to come on this show. See, now he wants to hide.
Let me put this out there, guys. Shelly and Dawn's Dig It Dude is 60 days away. If you haven't registered, go to Can You Dig It? Because I think that's where you go to register. Because Shelly forgot to fill me in on that. Can You Dig It, Dude? And around 2 weeks from tonight, we're gonna have the girls on and talk about Dig It, Dude. The Dig It Dude Festival of Northern New Jersey.
So here, I got a question.
Okay.
What the heck did you tell me before the show that I said I was going to talk about?
I don't remember.
Liar. What was it?
I'm going to be honest with you. I don't remember. I know it was something funny, but I don't remember what it was.
You said?
Oh, my piece of the Hindenburg.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So, yeah, here's the deal. Pre-show. I will tell you, things come up in pre-show that I love to bring into the show. So I was telling Frank, it took me a little while because me and my grandson were up there looking at the history of the Titanic, the wreck, and then the wreck of the Hindenburg. And Frank goes, "Oh man, I got a piece of the Hindenburg."
I did.
Oh, so we're like, okay, so tell that story of.
So years ago, my uncle was he was like an international star with Singer sewing machines. He used to call him Mr. Sewing Machine.
A bigger star than you?
Listen, we're talking about the 30s and 40s here, guys. Yeah, okay.
Before the internet.
There was a lot less people in the country then. I'm just saying.
Oh, okay.
So his nickname was Mr. Sewing Machine, and he would travel all over the place for Sears and Singer sewing machines. And literally the whole lower level of his house was everything to do with Singer sewing machines. He knew everything there was to know about them, and he traveled the country. Well, the day the Hindenburg crashed, he was up in Lakehurst, New Jersey.
He's all up there.
And after everything settled down, they walked out, and a lot of stuff had blown up against the building they were in because the building was right near the air station. And he had picked up a couple fragments, whatever, and he had them all framed, and I admired them for years. And probably a couple years before he died, he gave me a little tiny piece of it, and I had put it on a big board. And I mounted it, and I own a piece of Hindenburg from someone who was literally there. And then, what did you ask me, Steve?
So of course, in usual Frank nature, I knew this one. I go, so Frank, where is it? He goes, I don't know. I got it somewhere.
Well, I actually came across the board the other day. It was in one of the big bins that I had packed, and I pulled the board down and said,
"Uh-oh."
What?
Piece of the Hindenburg, blah, 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 blah. And the little glue spot where it was, it's empty. Listen, I'll cut up a piece of tinfoil. No one will know the difference.
Use your handkerchief. Who the hell's going to know?
It was a little piece of silvery stuff.
I don't know if you froze, I froze.
He froze.
You guys are all moving for me.
Yeah, you were froze.
You froze. We couldn't even hear
I hit the wire.
The wire. I hit the wire.
Modern technology wires.
So of course the old Frank's answer is always, I don't know. Where's it at, Frank? I don't know. I got it somewhere. It's somewhere. It's in a box.
It was
somewhere.
just fun. It was just funny you brought it up because I found the board the other day with no piece on it.
Because you know what else? Did you ever play those ghost sounds you told me you were gonna find?
I played them that night on the show. You talked through them because you're a non-believer. I played them on the show, and you're like, "Oh yeah, that's not so sweet."
It didn't make it. It was nothing. It was like that TV shows. It's all made up shit.
You have to embrace the whole thing. I know that there was nobody in the house that night. Those sounds were being made. Who made the sound? No. Yeah, when you play them to the untrained heathen ear, they don't sound like much. But.
So, no, seriously. Well, yeah, somebody said they were talking about the Hindenburg on Jeopardy, and that was the final Jeopardy question tonight. And
What?
that's
Whether
what-
I found my piece of the Hindenburg?
Yeah, where's Frank's piece of the Hindenburg? The answer was, what is Frank's piece of the Hindenburg?
Where's Frank's Hindenburg piece?
That's what got me started about talking about that to Scott, because that was a pretty historical moment in history, because it was being filmed and the narrator was just like incredible. And so I made Scott listen to that. But we also talked about the Titanic and the submersible.
Cool. Did I tell you about my piece of the Titanic?
Yeah. Let me ask you
I had a
question.
piece of anthracite coal from the boiler room.
Where is it? Where is it?
I gotta look. Somebody
So-
gave it to me. in a little
That's okay. You know what?
presentation.
I've got a piece of the Berlin Wall. I don't have a clue. I think it's a doorstop in Jersey right now.
It's still in Berlin. But I don't know. We know everybody watching news about the submersible. That was just.
That was
tragic.
horrible. That was horrible.
But let me ask
I
you a question.
feel. Listen, you know what, dude? I got to tell you something. The horrible memes and stuff, and guys are like, "Oh, billionaires have too much money."
Yeah, we know.
You know what? We go out and we spend thousands of dollars on detectors. Guys are buying trucks and 4x4s just to go do what we do.
It was in bad taste. But let me ask you a question. I'm going to ask both of you this. Before the thing imploded, would you go down and do it?
Never. Not a chance in
Not?
hell.
I probably would if I had the kind of money.
I will. Well, I'm not really saying. Let's say it didn't cost anything. If you had an opportunity to do it, we're not talking about the cost involved, because we know you got it on that card, number one. But listen, the only reason I might not do it is if I got seasick. That's the only thing I don't like, is getting seasick. But what I do, I'm going to tell you something. I would do that. I would get on a shuttle launch right now. I would jump on one of them rockets right now. And I'm sure there's going to be jokes about me doing this. And I know there's going to be funny.
I was going to do it, but then my buddy Josh Gates said, "No, Frank, I didn't do it. Don't go on there." So I said, "No, Josh ain't going to do it. I'm not going to."
Jesus God. You know what I should have expected. Now, like one time, I swear to God, and this is no joke. When I was thin, I went to the skydiving place. Would you believe I was 4 pounds overweight? They wouldn't let me do it. 4 pounds. I was like, you gotta be kidding. I'll jump out of the plane. I won't wear clothes to give up the 4 pounds.
Here's the thing, and I've said this forever. If God wanted me to fly, I would either have a rope on my ass or wings. And I wasn't born with either one. So
I can help you with the rope.
You offered to help me with the rope.
But I would do stuff like that. I would love to do that.
I fly in an airplane, against my will.
Yeah, you're afraid of airplanes. I would.
I fly on airplanes. I say a prayer and convince myself I'm going to die, and then when I don't, it's a party.
I would love to go on the space shuttle, even the space shuttle more than anything. But that seemed like a lot of fun. But I would hop up where, I don't know if I wouldn't spend months in that space station. No, I wouldn't do that. I'd like to go up there and be like, yeah, this is cool, and then come back. I ain't no 6 months at a time up there, because they live under extreme conditions.
They're going to find me dead with a soldering iron in my hand and an ugly box in the other.
Oh, and we will. Never mind. Oh my God.
Steve.
So yeah, that is true. They probably will, and the soldering iron will probably still be on.
I don't turn it off now.
You almost burned the place down.
I got fire alarms. Oh wait, no, I don't. My battery went back.
In a friggin' trailer with no fire alarms.
Well, it was chirping,
And
so I turned it off.
Oh my God. Will you stop, you nut? This is what happens when I get stuck babies. There's going to be hell when she gets home. All right, listen, it's 1:15. We want to get this show kind of done, because we want to prep to get on. What time does Butch start?
I think Butch starts at 9. He said for us to kind of be ready around 9:15.
Well, is there any way you got a message or something?
Let me check.
Because
it might be. Oh, okay. So send Butch your telephone numbers
on Detect America
on Messenger.
All right. What's his name? Stop, Scott. I can't see.
What's his name?
There he is.
I forget how to get back. Oh, there it is.
I forget my phone number.
Look,
All
I've got my professional phone
So let me
stand,
get all these names.
and I'm plugged in.
Look who's number one on my list. Celeste Rolls.
Hey, right, hey, Ronnie. Steve, what's holding your phone up? I
What do you mean?
slid it in the crack of my ass.
What are you talking about?
Me and Ronnie were showing our professional phone holders.
I got a phone holder.
I said, you slipped it in the crack of your butt.
No, I don't.
Oh, okay.
What's wrong with you, man?
I was on the phone with a lawyer for 2 hours today. I was pulling my hair out. Look, I have no hair left.
It's all gone.
You shaved your Bert. You shaved that thing off your scrub brush off your head. All right. So what are we giving away?
All right, we're giving away. Ronnie's got giveaways too.
We got some 4 steel cents.
Oh, Steel Sense. Are they stolen?
Yes, a trifecta,
Trifecta.
a 1932 silver quarter.
All right. And a bottle.
And
All right,
we got
Let's start with the Steel
the
Sense.
ink bottle and a sticker pack of Ugly Box, Gold Digger, and Aquatech stickers.
I just want to tell whoever gets that ink bottle, make sure you wash it. That's all I'm saying.
It's
All right,
free-
the steel
free-
pennies. Detect America rules apply. We know how all this works. And the first one is Stephen Binder. That's the first time I've seen Stephen Binder watching our
Is it
show.
binder or binder?
Binder, Binder. Steve
could be
Binder,
Binder.
you have 1 minute to respond to win your prize. Matt Kwiatkowski thinks we're going to pick him. He never wins, but Joni does.
Matt's painting a car. I'm going up to help him.
No,
I got
that.
a couple half can of latex paint and a couple brushes. We're going to paint that BMW of his.
I want to see that.
Matt says he saw the video of me painting and he doesn't want my help.
You know what? He's fun. He's funny. We talk a lot. He cracks me up.
Just when I was getting over the trauma of falling off that ladder, Matt has to bring it up again.
He says some funny stuff.
I haven't seen any animals lately. Are you posting any?
You know what?
animals?
They've been few and far between. I don't know why, but I had two little geckos the other day doing push-ups, and they looked like every other gecko I filmed. But few and far between. Haven't been seeing many.
We're pushing a minute on Steve Binder. Unfortunately, I don't know. I haven't seen his name. Have either of you?
I have not.
I have not.
All right, so we're gonna move on from that. All right, so Mr. Binder.
Don Wentz says the heat is keeping the animals in. That could be true because when I go to the pool, all the geckos are running around the pool. So I guess they're. I guess
No,
they
he's
get
not
their.
on YouTube. I
They're
know
by
the name.
water.
I know who's on YouTube. All right, so we're respinning, Mr. Binder. You're
Michael
no,
Balmoff says no binder. Must be true then.
no Binder. Oh. All right, good friend of mine. So when I say it's a good friend, we know who it's not. We know it's not Michael Baumhoff or Don Wendt. Okay?
Possibly a couple other ones that pop into my head. But
There's a whole list. But the winner here is James Lista. Now, he's a
James
friend of mine.
Lista.
And
I
he's a
was
great
just
guy.
chatting with James Lista about the Xterra Pro.
Yeah, because, Hey, Jen Foreman just popped in. Good to see you, Jen.
You know what I like about metal detectors when they're new?
Mark
You can set
Anthony
them
here.
down on the floor and they stand right up on the coil. And then a couple of days after I use them, they can't do that anymore.
So James Lista, there he is. He's here.
Yeah, good
All
job, James Lista.
So James, you're going to send your information to Ronnie. So Jen and Mark Anthony just joined in. So hello, friends. And next is the trifecta.
Trifecta.
We're going to go with the trifactor. Just trifactoring in. Ah, wow. Here's a new name, Noel Bishop. Noel Bishop, you have 1 minute to respond to win your trifecta of coins, which is a Indian head penny, a buffalo nickel, and a mercury dime.
I try not to crack jokes on new listeners because they may not be used to my sense of humor.
So, Noel Bishop, just
Gold digger.
respond. Oh Jesus, it's probably
Good.
Noel Bishop. Here he goes answering the phone. Is that Butch?
Yes.
I think it's a jewelry store calling him.
11 Peach.
And he's
Court.
giving out his address.
Yeah, you get. Wait a minute. I should probably. Oh wait, I guess his
I'm
address
actually
doesn't
on a
matter.
podcast.
Just let it go. Well, what's he care?
Phone.
All right, so Noel Bishop, I think you're going to be null and void.
Oh,
Listen,
Mark Anthony
Okay,
and
bye-bye.
Jen are here in the chat.
Frank.
Yeah.
Frank, you didn't hear me say that?
No, I don't listen to you.
Oh. Listen, anybody, I'll tell you what, Mark posted about 8 reals from the Atocha that he has for sale. Every one of them was beautiful. So if anybody's interested in any of that kind of stuff, man, you got to contact Mark. He'll get you squared away, especially if
Jeff
you're
Berg is here.
a Detect America member. All right, Rick Chabot.
Yo, Mark also has some of the coolest, nicest jewelry in that shop that I have ever seen.
Well, he's got a good jeweler.
Rick
Chabot?
Incredible stuff.
Rick Chabot. Oh my God, I wouldn't go anywhere else. Rick's there. Good. So Rick, you won the trifecta. Contact Ron, and you will win your prize. So that's the way things should go. I pick a name, they answer real quick, and they win their prize.
Absolutely. You pick a name, they win my prize. 6 months later, they get it. It's awesome. As smooth as it moves like that.
All right. Well, we're gonna give away your ink bottle.
Quarter.
Now this was dug off of the river bottom in the UK and dates to turn of the century, 1890s. I don't know. It's about 100+ years old.
Could it have belonged to the Queen?
A sticker pack.
Could it have belonged to the Queen? All right. The
Fact,
winner is Roach David, which I don't know if it's David Roach, but Roach David.
Oh, David Roach.
All right, David Roach. What's backwards on his screen name? You have one.
I love when you do that. I think he's from down here. I love when I ship stuff local.
Still takes just as long.
Yeah, oh my God. It's not how long the USPS takes it. It's how long it takes Frank to get it to the Postal Service.
That's not
so
true.
David Roach, you're pushing time, and he's here. Good, congratulations.
Good. All right, Dave, PM me, buddy, and I'll get the sticker pack and the ink bottle out to you. And as a matter of fact, I scratched on the bottom. I think it says property of Elizabeth. I'm not sure what that means, but
Elizabeth II. All right, so we're picking now for the quarter, the
32.
Huh?
32 quarter.
1932 quarter. Okay, and we'll see. Oh, Don Went thinks he's going to win. No. All right, here's one. Oh, here's a good one. Ian Aiken, and I'll bet he's here. Ian Aiken, you go 1 minute on the clock. Ian Aiken, 1 minute. He's usually here, so I'm going to think he's going to answer up.
No D.
No D. No, Don didn't win. Ian Aiken was here. Ian, you're going to send your information to the one and only Gold Digger Metal Detectors for all your metal detecting needs. That would be Ron DeGhetto, and you will receive your prize in a timely fashion. And whoever won the bottle,
just hope it gets there unbroken.
You know what? I feel safer shipping the little ones because I can really wrap them up. It's the big one. I'm glad I haven't gotten any complaints yet about the bigger ones.
It's got to get there. But so I think it's a pretty good show. We talked about the Xterra.
Yeah, you know what? And that's the thing. I don't want to make a huge thing out of it. It's not like Mind Labs trying to rip you off. No. They're not. I mean, it's a very well built, solid machine, and it just happens to be secretly, I believe, multi-frequency.
In one mode.
In one mode. One mode only in beach mode.
We're just saying.
And the Aquatex, and this ain't no BS. Out of all of them, and the Aquatex sound great on those machines. He's also the nicest sounding one too. The sound is so warm and loud. It's awesome.
You know what? I want to throw this at you real quick. There was a post in Detect America.
All right.
I tried to tag you and I couldn't. So you might have to go back and look for this. Guy is a Manicore with Aquatex. Couldn't hear it in the water today. So try and get on there and address it if you would. I mean,
the
Did he have his hearing aids in?
That's the thing. The Aquatex are good in the water because they are very, very loud and they can.
Right. I'm just saying if you would go in.
There's no addressing. If it works out of the water and they're loud, it should work in the water. And
that's what I'm wondering. So if anyone can tag Frank to that, I tried to tag you to the.
And if there's an issue with it, you send it back to me, brother. I'll be fixed in no time.
Huh? What? So, all right, listen, we're gonna get out of here. You guys.
Shadow Master just saying that he got the bottle from me in perfect condition.
Thanks for the lie, Pat. But how long did it take? He didn't say when he got it. He didn't say how long it took.
It
all
took
right,
me exactly 2 days to mail it to Pat.
So, Ronnie, let's say good night, buddy.
Good night, everybody. We had a great show. Chocolate chip cookies. Nobody says it. So my wife's got to go to the store and buy them.
Lisa was serving them to him when Ron signed on. I forgot.
Is she?
She did.
She's
all right.
awesome.
Say goodbye because I got to go take a meeting before the call.
Oh, Jesus God. All right. Good night, Ron.
Good night.
All right. Does he know Butch ain't putting him on the show?
No, he wouldn't tell him.
Like, we're just gonna say, like, you could, wrong number or
sorry,
whatever.
Ron couldn't make it. He was eating chocolate chip cookies.
No, we're gonna lie to him and say we couldn't. We tried to call, you didn't answer. But remember, maybe you had the wrong number or whatever. That's probably what you're gonna do to me. So, all right.
David Roach just sent me his mailing.
Listen, I don't know if we think we're gonna broadcast it on here or no.
I don't know if he's calling us. I mean,
okay, well, let him call us and. I'll be here waiting for the phone call, and you can close this out and just leave this on for me and you.
Yeah, okay. Butch, give me about 10 minutes. I gotta go take a meeting.